The moon hung low over the stone towers of the Black Fortress. Its cold silver light sliding across the courtyard where thousands of armored warriors knelt in disciplined rows. The air itself seemed to tighten, waiting, holding its breath. Every soldier knew what night it was, the full moon ceremony. The night their king walked among them judging, reading, deciding who was worthy of standing by his side and who would leave in chains. The heavy echo of footsteps rolled through the courtyard like thunder, and heads lowered even further as the Alpha King emerged. Kael'draven, the ruler most kingdoms feared but dared not challenge. His presence radiated authority, a storm forged into flesh, broad shoulders, scarred armor, eyes like winter steel. Every step he took was measured, lethal, and absolute. No hesitation, no weakness. But deep in the wind that brushed against his cloak, something tugged at him, a shift, a whisper of a change he could not yet name. Far beyond the fortress walls, through the frost-covered forest that bordered the kingdom of a girl stumbled through the trees, barefoot, breath shaking, her dress torn from running. Her fingers clutched a small leather pouch to her chest as if it were the last piece of her soul. Her name was Alara, a healer without a home, a girl whose village had been swallowed by flames days earlier, not normal flames, but black fire that ate sound and hope and left nothing breathing behind. She had escaped with only a warning whispered by the last elder who had lived long enough to push the pouch into her hands. Find the Alpha King before the shadows find you. She didn't understand why. She didn't know what she carried, but she ran, because whatever had destroyed her home was following her. Back in the courtyard, Kael paced between the lines of warriors. Some he praised with a single nod, others he condemned with one cold glance. The silence hung thick, interrupted only by the hard thud of his boots and the sharp crack of discipline delivered to those who failed him. Just as he reached the final row, a deafening crash broke the rhythm. The fortress gates slammed open, the iron echo bouncing off the stone walls. Every warrior's head snapped upward. No one dared speak. The ritual had never been interrupted, not once in decades. A guard sprinted inside, dragging a trembling figure behind him, a girl, covered in dirt and frost, barely standing. Ilara. The courtyard's torches flickered as she stumbled forward, her hand still clutching the pouch, as though letting go meant death. Kael's gaze locked onto her. And everything inside him, everything disciplined, cold, controlled stopped. For a heartbeat. The world slipped away, the courtyard faded, the soldiers vanished, the cold armor around his heart cracked. He had never felt anything like the force that pulled him toward her. Not attraction, not curiosity, something deeper, primal, ancient, as if the universe had been waiting for this exact moment. He exhaled once. Sharply, the only outward sign that something impossible had just happened. Who is she? Kael demanded, though his tone was softer than the warriors had ever heard. The guard bowed so low his forehead nearly hit the ground. Your Majesty, she crossed the border and demanded to see you. Says she carries a message, something about a prophecy. A ripple of unease passed through the soldiers. Old prophecies were not spoken aloud, not after what they had cost the kingdom. Ilara lifted her head, weak, shaking, but determined. Her eyes bright despite exhaustion, met the Alpha King's. They're coming. She whispered. Kael stepped forward, every instinct sharpening. Who? Her breath broke as she spoke. The Shadowborn. Gasps erupted from the warriors. The Shadowborn were myths, nightmares told to children, creatures of darkness that had once risen centuries ago and nearly destroyed the royal bloodline. Kael's jaw clenched. Impossible, they were wiped out. No, Ilara said, voice trembling. They destroyed my village. They're hunting me, and they're coming for you. Silence strangled the courtyard. Kael's eyes narrowed as he studied her. There was truth in her voice. And something else, something that pressed against him, like a tide. Everyone out. He ordered. Shock rippled through his army. No one was ever dismissed from the ceremony. But Kael's command was iron. Within moments, the courtyard emptied until only he and Alara remained beneath the cold moonlight. She swayed on her feet, but didn't step back when he approached. What are you to the he asked, voice low and dangerous. Ilara slowly loosened her grip on the pouch and opened it. Inside lay a glowing silver crystal, pulsing softly as though alive. Kael froze. That is not possible, he whispered. Ilara nodded weakly. It's the heart's, the one from the prophecy, the one that can save your kingdom, or destroy it. The stone flickered brighter, its light brushing across Kale's face like a recognition. Elara, he said carefully, do you know what that stone responds to? She shook her head. It only glows for its chosen counterpart, he said, its destined mate. Elara stared at him, confused and overwhelmed. Why me? I'm nobody. Before Kale could answer, a distant rumble echoed through the valley deep, monstrous, growing closer. Elara stiffened, fear flashing across her face. They found me, she whispered. Kale's head snapped toward the forest darkness, his expression sharpening into lethal focus. Stay behind me. For the first time, Elara grabbed his wrist. Bold, fearless, desperate. You can't fight them alone. He turned to her, and for a moment, she saw at the flicker of something human beneath the warrior, something ancient and faded. I'm not alone anymore, he said quietly. Roars erupted from the tree line as shadowy forms emerged, creatures with blackened skin and glowing red eyes. The warriors on the walls shouted warnings, but Kale moved before they finished. Bones cracked, muscles tore, his body shifted with a sound like thunder, fur rippled across him, and within seconds, a massive wolf larger and more terrifying than any in centuries stood in his place. He launched forward with a roar that split the night. The Shadowborn lunged. Kale met them in an explosion of claws and teeth, ripping through them with brutal precision. But something strange happened each time Elara screamed or gasped. Kale's wolf hesitated, his rage flared, his strength surged, her presence controlled him in ways he had never experienced. She wasn't just important, she was connected to him. Hours felt like seconds until the last Shadowborn collapsed in the snow. Kale shifted back to human, breathing heavily, blood streaking his skin. Elara rushed toward him, fear in her eyes, but he caught her wrist before she could touch him. Elara, he said, and then froze. A symbol glowed on her collarbone, the shape of a crescent moon, a mark that appeared when two souls were bound by destiny. His mark. Elara stumbled backward. What is happening to me? Kale stared, voice breaking. It means you're my mate. Elara shook her head, overwhelmed. We just met. Our souls didn't, he said firmly. She looked torn, breathing hard. Confusion and fear swirling together. I didn't ask for this. Kale stepped closer. Slowly, tenderly, in astonishing contrast to the violence he had just unleashed. Neither did I, but destiny rarely asks permission. He reached out, and when his fingers brushed her cheek, she didn't pull away. The world around them felt suspended, everything quieting into a hush as if the night itself held its breath. A soft snow began to fall. Kale removed his cloak and draped it around her shoulders. Lifting her into his arms with effortless strength, she gasped, startled by the warmth in his touch so unexpected from a king known for brutality. You're safe now, he murmured. I swear it on my throne, on my blood, on my soul. She looked up at him, eyes wide and trembling. Why did you stop everything when you saw me? Kale paused. His heartbeat was loud in his own ears. Because, he said softly, for the first time in my life, something was stronger than my fear, stronger than my anger, stronger than destiny. He brushed a strand of hair from her face, his voice dropping to a whisper that only she could hear. I saw you, and I knew my whole world had just changed. Elara swallowed hard. Is that good or bad? A small, rare smile curved his lips. I intend to find out. As he carried her inside, the heartstone glowed brighter, illuminating the path before them. The prophecy had begun, and the Alpha King, untouchable, unstoppable, had already fallen, not in war, not in defeat, but to her.